Well, hello, and welcome back to Neptunifish Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you for joining if this is your first time, and especially thank you if you're coming back. We're going to start a reading. We're going to do for Saturday, February 20th, 2021. It is officially Pisces season. We have moved out of Aquarius and into Pisces, and so today I decided to use some of our more Piscean flavored oracle decks. We're going to use Whispers of Love, Wisdom of the Oracle, and Oracle of the Fairies. So, yeah, we'll get right into the reading. The first row I pulled from tarot is again from our Light Seers Tarot with Chris Ann, and our bottom row to clarify is with the Cosmic deck. So I want to start with the bottom of the Light Seers. I'm kind of calling this the overall energy of the reading, and this is our Page of Wands. She is a page, so this is kind of a young energy. Wands is all about fire and taking action and getting started with something. So I feel like this reading is all about us beginning something very new. We've got some new ideas on deck, perhaps, some new projects in the works, some new ideas about where we want to go next. And we're kind of fired up about it. We're in the very, very beginning stages, but like the woman depicted here, we're kind of just in the energy of being excited about it. And I feel like the message today is here to show us what all we need to take into consideration before we can actually build up some momentum here. So let's start at the top with the Nine of Wands. Now, this is a great card, actually, to start a reading with, because the Nine of Wands, you see this lady here, she is holding her staff. This is an energy of like, you have come so far on your journey and you get to this point and you're tired, right? Like you're stopped and you're like, okay, I really need to persevere because I'm done defending this whole old scenario that is behind me, and I've come through a lot at this point in the journey, and I'm still standing. Like I made it, right? And I've got my little wand, and I've got more in me. I've got more wands energy in me to proceed. And we get into the Seven of Pentacles, and here we have this man planting seeds, right? He is tending to his garden. He's starting to see some of the seeds that he's already planted are starting to sprout new growth. And I feel like this is what we can expect to be coming, as long as we are in fact taking some action and some steps. And in fact, if we have planted some seeds, we have to plant them in order to see them translate into growth. And so now would be the time. We are in late February. We're going into March. We are officially in Pisces season, as I already said. And so this is the last bit of winter before we are officially heading into spring. And so this is a time right now where it's time to kind of firm up our ideas and our plans, and to start to take those initiating steps towards what is coming next. And this moon is perfect here because it's right center in the reading. We've got 6 cards across that fell out today. The moon is the card of Pisces. It's also Cancer. Cancer is the moon. It's also a card of Pisces. And so, yeah, we're in a lot of heavy Piscean energy. This is kind of a dreamy, underwater, you see the dogs barking and howling, wolves or whatever they are, dogs, I guess, howling at the moon. Sometimes in Pisces, it can kind of go both ways, right? So like sometimes there's some illusion type energy. So, maybe we're just kind of like dreaming a little bit right now. Maybe we're kind of trying to like swim through some illusions, some dreamy kind of energy, but creative energy nonetheless, right? So this is a great time to sort of really pay attention to your dreams, really pay attention to like all of the inspiration that you may be getting. Really explore, like go down the rabbit hole. Like if you have always wanted to try whatever it is, that thing, now is a great time during Pisces season to really flesh out and dream really big. Like, what would you really love to do? And start planting those seeds, even if it's just in your mind, even if it's just in your imagination. This is the time. This is the time. We are finally in an astrological place where everything is moving forward now. We have a beautiful window all of March, and I believe, if not all of April, the majority of April. The next 2 months, it's go time. It is go time. And here we have this beautiful ace. Aces are always initiatory energy. This is always the start of something, the spark, the idea. Again, Ace of Wands in this deck makes a really great picture of connecting in to your mind's eye. This, again, like I said, is the dream state. It's like you're being inspired with some kind of beautiful, inspiring, big dream. And now is the time to really just allow your imagination to flow, so that this can come in. And I think we had this 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, except we had the star to the left and the Ace of Wands to the right. But here they are again. And this deck was shuffled many times since I last used it. So, yeah. The star shows healing, though, also, I want to say. So I feel like when we start to get into some more of this reading, what we're going to see is... And I think this kind of reflects back to the start with the 9. There is no illusion that, a lot of us have just come through a lot of stuff, okay? So there are definitely loose ends to tie up here. There is definitely some healing that we're still kind of going through. There are some things that maybe need to be clarified or ended or put to bed, I'm going to say, before we can have a fresh start. But we're right on the cusp. We're right on the edge, the precipice of being able to cross over. And never forget, we are always connected to our inner knowing, which is the guidance that we receive the little, the little voice inside of you, the dreams that you have at night, that sort of, the hunch, the gut feelings, all of that stuff that you get, um, that's your guidance. That's what we want to make sure, especially in Pisces season. I mean, no better time than to pay attention to the little voice that's kind of nudging you along. And this is the last card in the top row. And how fantastic is this? Because the Nine of Pentacles is the fruition of all of those hard days that have come before. When we're in the 7 earlier, and we've planted our seeds, and we're sort of tending our garden and so on and so forth. By the time we get to the 9, this woman depicted here, she's enjoying her life. She's got all of her pentacles hanging. She's abundant. She's independent. So whatever you're dreaming about, leading up to, this is showing us what is possible. This is showing us that all we really need to do, truly, is to just believe that it's possible, and to have faith, honestly, that, the universe has our back. Universe, God, source, creator, like, whatever your comfort level is with identifying that. Okay, so this is what's promised to us. When we take action on our inspired dreams, on the things that we feel absolutely called to go for in this life, when we feel called to those things, we have to go for them. We have to take action on them. And when we do, success is guaranteed. It's just guaranteed. And that's what the message is today, is whatever it is that you're dreaming right now, take those steps. Take that energy, that excitement, that youthful exuberance, right? And really go all in, because this is showing us that we're absolutely supported in this process. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the reading, because all is not dreamy here. Okay, Nine of Swords. This is clearly somebody who is dealing with anxiety, mental energy that is causing him or her a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, worry, frustration. And, it's tied in, we have a lot of 9s in this reading. So you've got 9 of Wands with the 9 of Swords. Look, it's not been all fairies and unicorns, okay? It's been tough. But with the 9 of Swords next to the 9 of Cups, the message is, look, yes, maybe it's been hard, maybe there's some residual scenarios that leave us, awake at night, questioning and wondering, is it really possible for me to overcome this thing? But the 9 of Cups is here to contrast the 9 of Swords. And yes, your wishes are to be fulfilled. And this always has to do with our state of mind. If you believe that you can't do a thing, then that is what will happen. If you believe that you can do the thing and that you can overcome and that you can trust that universe has your back, then that's what's going to transpire for you. And the Queen of Cups, I mean, this is a beautiful, feminine, receptive energy right under the moon. She is the face of Pisces, okay? And this queen, this is somebody who is emotionally balanced, and she understands how to draw beauty and fulfillment towards her. Coupled with the Nine of Cups, I mean, this is emotional fulfillment. This is in contrast to the Nine of Swords. This shows us working on fulfilling our dreams and understanding with the King of Swords that using our logical, rational mind, our skills, our emotional intelligence, researching things, planning. So there has to be a practical side, obviously, to everything. But it's a package deal, right? So you have to use your intuition and your dreams and your inner voice and your quiet introspection, coupled with taking the action that's necessary, right? And being a king is having total control over your domain, right? So this king, you can see here, what's this little bird down here? Is that an eagle? I don't know what that bird is. But anyway, this is somebody who is wise, who's balanced. Their thoughts are clear. And they know exactly how to proceed forward. They know exactly what it is that they're here to do. And they do it, right? And when you do it, you end up with the Six of Wands, which this is a victory. It's going to take courage. It's going to take stamina, right? But the sun is out. This man has come to a place of success and victory in his life, success over his environment, success over his domain. And at the end of the day, we come to the Ten of Swords, and it's a scary looking card, but all it's trying to tell us here is that tens are culminations of cycles, right? We are working on getting to the end of the stinking thinking, okay? What's done is done. What's gone before is ready to be put to bed. It's ready to be moved beyond. We are going to end up like this scene here with the Nine of Pentacles, right? That's promised to us. But we still have some work to do in our mind, okay? We've got to clear up our thinking, clear up our thoughts, okay? And I think when we get into our oracle cards, it kind of gives us a little additional insight here. Number 10, Unfinished Symphony. This kind of talks about what is it in our life that we haven't quite tied up yet. This is the loose ends, right? Like is there something outstanding that we have not come to a conclusion on? Maybe there are relationships that, we haven't had those conversations with those people. Maybe there are projects that we have that are unfinished. Maybe there are debts that we have yet unpaid. Whatever it is, before we can really, really move on, we've got to finish what has come before. And this is another factor. Temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit? Perhaps one that makes you feel guilty. This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. And I think that that's all tied in with this swords energy, right? Whatever it is that's keeping you up at night, that's making you feel anxious, perhaps that is making you feel guilty, it's worth addressing. And then last, look to your strength. You're stronger than you realize. And your inner strength is just what we were saying here. And this is what we all have access to. The healing and the inner guidance to know what the right path is for us. And each one of us has that path. And you have to ask yourself, are you on the path that you want to be on right now? Or do you need to make a change? Ending something that needs to be finished so that you can start anew. So I'm going to leave this right here. I hope that this was helpful in some kind of way. And I'll see you next time. Bye.